Top 10 Marvel Characters the MCU did dirty. I love the MCU, but I can't deny that there are some characters that could have been handled better. Number 10. Taskmaster. In the comics, Taskmaster is an assassin and mercenary for hire who is also a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. He is known for his ability to perfectly mimic the abilities of the Avengers, as well as his trademark skull mask and white cape. But in the Black Widow movie, it turns out Taskmaster is actually Dreykov's daughter, who Nat believes she killed when she left the Red Room. Marvel fans hated the changes that Marvel Studios did to the popular character. Even someone who isn't overly familiar with Taskmaster like me thought this twist was really weak. Number 9. Ultron. In the comics, Ultron was created in order to bring peace to the world. But he soon believed that the only way the world can be at peace is with our extinction. He was a very serious villain and tried to destroy the planet on a number of occasions. But when we were introduced to the character in Avengers Age of Ultron, he was created by Tony Stark and Bruce Banner. He was connected to the internet, but instead of being overly serious AI, he was oddly comical. He was cracking jokes and acting more like Tony Stark than a malevolent AI. For the record, I am not blaming James Spader for his performance. He did okay with what he was given. I feel the problem with Ultron was more with the writers. Number 8. Drax. While Drax lost his family and his kind to Thanos and Ronan, he swore to avenge them by becoming a serial killer alien, earning him the nickname Drax the Destroyer. While James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy movies get this aspect of the character right, he is mostly played out for laughs. When it came time for Infinity War and Endgame, Drax was pushed to the wayside. We didn't even get a scene where he confronts Thanos for murdering his family. This is just my opinion, but he should have been the one who lost it in Infinity War, not Star-Lord. For the record, I do not blame Dave Bautista here. He did okay with what he was given. Number 7. Quicksilver. In the comics, Quicksilver, aka Pietro Maximoff, plays a much more important role. But when the character was introduced in Avengers Age of Ultron, he was killed off by Ultron while he was saving Hawkeye. Isn't this whole thing that he can move so fast time stands still? This is one of the rare occasions where Fox's X-Men universe was more true to the character. Number 6. Lady Sif. Lady Sif in the comics is basically Marvel's equivalent to Wonder Woman. She is known for and Loki since they were little and was even a major love interest for the God of Thunder. But in the MCU, the character hasn't been given screen time since Thor: The Dark World. The actress who plays Sif, Jamie Alexander, was hoping she'd be in Thor: Ragnarok, but the studio never contacted her about it and they did the whole movie without her. Number 5. Betty Ross. Betty Ross has been a major love interest for the Hulk since the character was created. But the character hasn't been seen in the MCU since 2008's The Incredible Hulk. While William Hurt's General Ross was a recurring character in the MCU, his daughter Betty was basically forgotten. Number 4. The Nova Corps. The Nova Corps is basically an intergalactic police force, but they haven't been seen since the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and even then they didn't get that much focus. Number 3. Black Widow. A former Russian spy and assassin, Black Widow was a major character in the Avengers. She is also a major love interest for several MCU characters such as Iron Man and Captain America, but here in the MCU, she was more of a side character. Nat also made the choice to sacrifice herself for a soul stone in Avengers Endgame. While the rest of the Avengers were upset, they didn't even give her a proper funeral. Fans have been begging for a Black Widow solo movie for years, and when we finally got one in 2021, the results were mixed, to say the least. Fans were hoping that the movie would answer the questions that they've been having about the character's checkered past. Did they do that? In my opinion, not really. Number 2. Thor. God of Thunder started out okay in the MCU, but the character changed from a demigod to a goofball. I liked Thor better when he looked and sounded like a demigod. Apparently, I am not the only one who feels that way. With Thor: Love and Thunder getting mediocre reviews from fans and critics, people may be getting tired of the Marvel movies being overly comical. Number 1. The Hulk. Now we come to what is, in my opinion, the biggest missed opportunity in the MCU. The Hulk started out okay, but when it came time for Infinity War, Hulk was barely in it and Bruce Banner couldn't transform back for some reason. When Endgame came around, Bruce merged his and Hulk's personalities into one and became a Professor Hulk entirely off screen, and the character has been that way since. There hasn't been a Hulk movie since 2008's The Incredible Hulk, but that's technically because the rights to Hulk belong to Universal. Apparently, I am not the only one who feels this way. Recently, fans have started the hashtag #MakeHulkAngryAgain on social media. Now, I have heard from the grapevine that Marvel and Disney could be negotiating with Universal for the rights to Hulk so they can finally make a Mark Ruffalo solo Hulk movie, but I do not know if any of that is for certain or if it will happen.